Hello everyone. It's gonna be quick and dirty because I got to get out of the way. These have been sitting around as usual, but I just don't have time to get these in and be regular about it or give any fair warning. Not that I really have a way of fair warning. I'd like to sort of do it like 30 minutes ahead of time. I just don't have time. But anyway, yeah, this is the something butcher. What is this? The Kaiser something butcher? No, this is not that something butcher. That's the bottle butcher Berg Blades. What did they call this one? I forgot. But it is caked with oil because I just oiled up all my blades it's just called the butcher. Yeah, it's just called the butcher. It's original. All right, let's see if it slices. And these are these new Bladehq boxes. I mean, if only you had something sharp. I mean, you don't need something sharp because they package these little less than ideally. They just get so smashed all to shit. Oh, this is so slicey. That's that's when it comes to blade geometry. If you have something so tall and I mean, first of all, it's a tiny little package, but the fact that it is in that butcher style, it gives you such a long gradual grind. It allows you to be so slicey. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is like a razor. I know that's cliched. Oh, it's like a razor. It's like a laser, but it really is. I'm even sideways and everything here. But I got to hurry up and get this done. I know that I still have yet to really actually upload any really content. All I end up doing is getting around to the damn unboxings. I hope people can hear me. Is this thing plugged in? Anyway. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for joining. So here we go. I think this is the free Wii knife. And I did test these things and I have decided the Wii bag, it is obviously a much thicker profile compared to the Kaiser. Let me just show you. The Kaiser is just this very, very thin. And then, thanks. And then you can compare it to the Tac Force one, which is kind of my favorite one. And then the Wise Man. I can compare all these. I can just sort of show you the difference because it's right here. I just pulled it out. Oh, here it is. So let me just show you real quick. Soju. Okay. Real quick. So yeah, so you've got the Wise Men. I mean, this thing's $20 and I think it's now $25. They've increased the price. This is the best one in terms of a compromise between size, thickness, and how much it carries. So it's got this just sort of fold over thing. I've got sort of my emergence. I'm working on kind of a bug out slash thing. So it's like and everything slipped out. So not very practical. This is the little bugger. This is designed to be the smallest bug out fixed blade, survival knife. It's got this little notch for a ferro rod, which kind of doesn't work. Very gimmicky, but you know me, I love gimmicks. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm all about gimmicks. Never met a gimmick I wasn't a sucker for. So I do like gimmicks, and I mean, but in terms of size and all that, the different ratios, it kind of works. But then this, I notice it's just too minimal because, okay, so they give you this definitely fits a full size knife, even pretty tall ones. But then over here, it's kind of like maybe one pencil, but then like kind of a nothing down here. So these bottom rows, it's kind of either or. It's just too thin to really hold anything. I've got the one down there, but I mean, I put in 3 knives and then that's kind of it. You can't really put anything else in. So this is kind of the worst of all, but just again, it kind of depends on what you want out of it. It definitely is by far the thinnest profile versus the Wii one. It kind of fits the most. And then I've got the Exotac is definitely the biggest and most robust. It holds a lot, but then again, then its form factor is just too huge. Honey Bear, hey, thanks for joining. Oh, hey, Goondocks. Matt Graham's stuff are pretty good though. Yeah. How are you actually in the Hollywood area? Are you actually? Yeah. I'm right here. I'm right here. So let's see. Famous Amos Square is right here at the end of my street, and then the two strip clubs. It's funny. A couple friends of mine were like, "So have you ever?" We were talking to our homegirl, and she was saying something about these notorious strip clubs, just have trash, and they're like, "You want to see trash?" And they're like, "Have you been to Seventh Veil?" And which is right down the street. So it's across the street from Famous Amos's, the strip club Seventh Veil, if you've ever been here. And then the really sleazy one is the one right around the corner from Seventh Veil, which is I can't even remember now. Wild Girls, or it's so corny, but it's like the total like now they're putting out like red carpet and everything. It's so sleazy, and then so the Avenue of Stars is right up the block here. So a lot of people get kind of confused. They go to Sunset and Vine because it sounds so famous. Don't get me wrong, Sunset Vine is definitely a major area for the Avenue of the Stars. But technically it starts right over here on La Brea. So if you do come here, I recommend you start on La Brea and then head east. You're not going to make it all the way to Vine because that's like 3 miles, unless you want to walk 3 miles. And stare at thousands of celebrities. But what's interesting is technically the first star is the Elvis star, and then right after that is the Beatles star, and then right there you've got what's called the Four Ladies, or these four Sylvan statues, meaning they're women, but they're columns, and so that's kind of where it starts. So people like to separate themselves by industry. So if you'll watch, that leg of it will tend to be not exclusively, but primarily musical stars, and then like Jackie Chan's over there by the Chinese theater. So a lot of martial artists kind of want to be over there. That's where Donald Trump was. It just got so vandalized that they've just permanently put a piece of plywood over it. Robin Williams is over there. So like comedians kind of clump together, so different people by different industries kind of tend to clump together. Again, not by any sort of rule. And yeah, you do just pay for it. So a lot of people out in the industry are kind of like, you're getting a Hollywood star. It's kind of like a desperate Hail Mary to get some relevance again. So like, that's why you see so often people well beyond their prime suddenly get a star, because they're just trying to like create a little bit of hype around their dying career, so yeah, it's purely a private organization, but they do clean the sidewalks, which is like, that means they're the only sidewalks in Hollywood that aren't just fucking caked with human feces and heroin needles and shit. So Motley Crue reference Seventh Valence. That's right. So Motley Crue got their start down the street, there at the Sunset Strip, right? And back then, Seventh Veil used to be run by the mob, by the Chicago mob. The lady that ran it used to pay to the Chicago mob, the mafia, the Italian mafia. Not anymore. I mean, then she sold it, and then one of the most recent owners were some Persians, because Persians have a ton of money in LA. And then their son died of an overdose in the back parking lot. So they were distraught, so they sold it. So I don't know who the current owners are. Oh, there's a Godzilla star. God, I don't remember if I've seen that or not. I wonder where that one is. That's hilarious. But yeah, again, that's what's actually kind of cool about the stars, is that a concept can get it. So something like Godzilla can get a star, whereas it's not, obviously it's not really a thing. It's more of a concept, So anyway, okay. But that's it for. So I'm just that's because of the. I can't remember what I got. Why does it look like a CRKT? Good Lord, what did I get? Oh, I know what I got. It was the linchpin black with VEF serration. So I know a lot of people are always asking about the VEF serrations. I have two knives with the VEF serrations. I do not have a deadbolt lock with VEF serrations. Now, I do have a deadbolt lock. I have VEF serrations, but I don't have the both. Now, these were on sale pre-Black Friday sale. It was like $50. They were running around 100. They might stay 50 from now on. Apparently, they might not have sold very well because all of the deadbolt locks were sold for a very affordable price. It was like anywhere between 30 and 50, I think. I think this was the cheapest one. I think it was right around 30. Let's check it out. I wasn't in love with the deadbolt lock. I was hoping to like it more than I did, but I got the Parascale. So I've shown it before at a different unboxing. So there we go. So deadbolt. This is the one where they came out with this and they said the strongest lock in the industry, and immediately, what's his name, Lynn Thompson, sued them, and they just backed away. They didn't want to bother. They didn't have anything to prove, but it does make sense because if you take a look at it, I can see why they were so quick to say strongest lock, because the benefit of the triad lock is when Demco put in that extra pin, what they're essentially saying is you have to shear that pin in order for the lock to fail, which is why usually the blade stock will fail before the actual lock. So the deadbolt lock is ingenious because now they put two pins in there. So to shear two pins, again, just imagine the sheer amount of weight. More than likely, you're going to shear the blade stock at some weak point in the grind long before you're going to fully shear two pins. It's just super unlikely. So here's these funny little CRKT things. How to spice up your MRE. Add a little salt and pepper to taste. Ask your partners to send you hot sauce. Use your M16 to build a snare trap, then season with barbecued camel spider. Okay, great. That's just so bizarre. I mean, you know, it's kind of like just when I think I can get away, they drag me back in. CRKT is so underwhelming for most of us knife people. Again, this is the 5406K. Tell me if the music's too loud, by the way. Let me just go ahead and turn it down. I don't even know what the volume is. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not really set up to do this. I just decided sort of last minute to do it. And I apologize. I realize I'm just rambling. And I'm sleepy as hell. So here we go. So, I mean, even just the plastic is not as thin as the others. So it's like there's certain things that CRKT is good at. The VEF serration is one of them. The deadbolt lock is the other. And this is tell me if you guys think this is not the case, but my first recollection of what we today, okay, so Spyderco introduced the pocket clip, right? CRKT introduced the flipper with the whatever, the M16 or whatever it is. The M16 I think was the first flipper knife. And they also introduced IKBS, the bearing system, to make really smooth. So I really feel like CRKT played a huge role in our understanding of what we expect from modern folding knives. Again, they would make them overseas. I still think they're overpriced for what you get, but they are bringing in really original. The best Hollywood stuff. The VEF serrations are interesting. Yeah. I almost want to see. I could just try them out. Brandon, I recommend it because, see, some of the cheaper ones disappeared because the ones I got were when, I don't know what happened between CRKT and Ruger, but some of the best CRKT knives, especially with value, were the Ruger knives, which I was going to show some today because I pulled them out again. Their fixed blades were great. They had some CRKT Ruger fixed blades that were really affordable, great ergos, really solid, extremely great value in terms of the very, very low priced, as well as, the LCK. Everyone loved the LCK. That was a Ruger knife. And so it's, ooh, that was bad. Did you see that? Okay, it's very stiff. You can literally hear it. Okay, so it's pretty sluggish right now. Yeah, you really have to flick it. But take a look at, so you can't see the vefs over there. So there are the serrations. Can you see? There you go. Can you see the serrations? Nasty serrations. Um, so the windage was sub $30 with the VEF. But again, that was the root CRKT Ruger. I don't know if those are, they were more or less discontinued, I think. What else was there? There was, I have one other one with the VEF. But again, I went as low as possible, obviously. I just wanted to try them out. And they look nice. They're nasty. They're, I think the reason why, not only do they just look so aggressive, I think the reason why people were intrigued by this is because it does serrations in a way that people who don't like serrations can deal with, because as you can see, because they're very large serrations, um, it's much more, you can handle it. If you were to sharpen it, for example, you're only dealing with 3, so to speak, recurves, as opposed to 30 or 20, or so let's see what the action is like. And yeah, see, I think that's the thing. I don't think these deadbolt locks are terribly fidgety. See, it's, but again, this is brand new, so that may be it. But my parascale is the same way. It just, yeah. See, it's it's not like super snappy action by any means. It almost wants to be an assisted. You just really, you almost wish it was assisted. So underwhelming, as I expected. Unfortunately, I just wanted to make sure that it was in fact the case that these are not incredibly smooth. The VEF flat top serrations look neat as well. Okay, are those different than these? Hold on. I'd have to go compare. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what the difference between the flat top serrations and these are. I believe. Yeah, sorry. You'll have to remind me if I'm not registering. And I don't quite remember which one I have. What the hell did I get? Oh, I got the, okay, so these are the tack in tweezers. These are the Bob Terzuola. Uh, I just swallowed a fly. That's great. Um, these are those tweezers. Let's see, where are the numbers? Okay, it's the tack and tweezer C19062B A. So these are the brass ones. I don't know if you can, let's see. I think that's too much. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so let's see. A lot of people don't like these. There's a bit of problems with it's some people don't like how, okay, so it comes with a little O-ring there, comes with let's see, genuine leather sheath, so it's kind of that kind of not my favorite kind of leather. This is that stuff, that the cheap parts of the skin of the hide, and they sort of spray this plastic on it. So that's sort of the slip, and it's much tinier than I expected, which is cool. Definitely very EDCable. So you righty tighty, lefty loosey. Ooh, it's very stiff. Okay, yeah, it's not exactly smooth action. I mean, who knows? But yeah, they come to a point. So most people, I think, were thinking like, hey, like regular tweezers, if it came to like a flat or even like a chisel type of, but this comes to literally just a point. So not exactly sure. Maybe that's what is meant by being tactical tweezers. I mean, they meet. So not exactly sure what what they were or were not going for there. Sorry, I'm really dehydrated. um, these are the MT Blade 1 CA08A. These are the plain 9CR18 MOV blades. So these are the replacement blades for their, what is it, the polymorph? It's like that carabiner slash utility knife. And I thought these would be a big upgrade. So, you know how people put razor their little toy survival kits? I thought that this was a nice upgrade for that. Oh wow, there's it's nasty. Okay. Yeah, so these are basically X-Acto blade size. So there's 5 of them. I just thought, I mean, 9CR is going to be almost an OS 10, I think was what they want to say. Most people are saying that 9CR is a pretty big step up from 8CR, that it does definitely have better edge retention, but I just thought that might be an interesting step up in terms of, you know, if you think your regular X-Acto blades are not going to have any kind of serious edge retention, which it's not meant to, you know, they're disposable. So I thought that might be an interesting experiment for me to see how that might work in terms of your average run-of-the-mill, you know, X-Acto blades that you put into your things. And then, I guess that goes in that way, probably. It's going to be a tight fit. Anyway, I'll have to think about that later. I don't know. And then literally only just a tiny little Bladehq sticker. Let's see. Oh, I've had these before too. This is the Just Bought a Knife stickers. And then what else? Oh, I just got another one of these. I have several of these Bob Terzuola designed. This is their tech lock. They call it the T-clip. I believe he designed the original tech lock, if I'm not mistaken. And these are the sort of version 2.0. And what's cool is these are the T-clip CA-04A. I don't know if that's even legible. Sorry, that lighting is fucked up and whatever the hell. Okay, well, there. Maybe you can see that. But these are way cheaper than tech locks and more modifiable. So, I mean, these are just an improvement. I mean, they, you know, because so the reason is because regular tech locks. So when you open a regular tech lock, this part has set grooves it can go in, but this is adjustable like exactly, and then you tighten it down. So it's better adjustable, if that makes it like more adjustable. You know, it's more. What do you know? Like you can size it better. The teeth on. Okay, the teeth on a VEF flat top serration have a square point chisel tooth with scallops in between each tooth. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think these are just, well, these are just the regular VEF. I'm trying to think if I've seen the flat top ones. I know I've seen it in verbiage on knives, but it's not registering exactly at this moment. Oh yeah, another one of these. This is what, my third one now. Oh God, that's rough. Okay, so these things are kind of cool. I'm not terribly pleased. Like it feels kind of solid, and the ergos are phenomenal because, you know, you cannot beat a round shape in terms of ergos. You know, it just fits the human hand so well. So I mean, these are like great little throw in the pocket knives, and if you lose them, it's literally, it doesn't mean anything. Oh hey, Winchester, long time no see. Yeah, exactly. Todd Carr, hey, how's it going? Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, and then just one more, and unless you guys want to keep going, I'm going to call it quits because I just wanted to get these out of the way because I couldn't even remember what I got, which is pretty typical for me. Sad to say, is kind of typical for me. I wish it weren't the case, but I just have a tendency. Once again, I mean, these boxes just beat all the shit. You know, they're like half open. This is the most intact yet. But here we go. If only I had something sharp. Same thing. They printed their own. You know, they printed their own boxes, which is kind of cool. But I'd rather they put their money into something else. I mean, maybe they are saving money by printing their own boxes. Who knows? Okay, so this is the Kaiser purchase. So once again, the Kaiser thing. So as you can see, the profile on these things is ridiculously small. I don't know how viable or useful they are as a EDC type thing. I'm gonna test it out and see if I can create some sort of like an EDCable type situation with these. I've tried with a million different combinations, like have those like little zipper pouches. Just nothing has made it yet for me. I kind of want to try the leather slip thing too. You know, like the pocket organizer. I think that might be the golden bullet. But I'm not sure yet. Or the silver bullet, I guess is what you call it. I mean, because this is even if it's not loaded down hugely. I mean, again, that's might be a little bit bigger than I want to put in my pocket, but I don't know. And this is the Kaiser. Oh, the Dirk Pinkerton. Okay, can't remember why I got this. So it's the 154 cm blade black redstone. Does that say redstone and steel liner? 3.5 inches. The model is V4481C1. Okay, so this must be the Vanguard because Vanguard comes in just these pull-out things, which is cool with me. I don't need fancy packaging. I'd rather save the money. So typical envelope. It's got their verbiage in it, plus their whatchamacallit, their little cleaning cloth, their microfiber cloth. Oh, I remember why I got this. This is okay. So it comes with the screws, and this is the talk about robust plastic. The plastic bags on these are the nicest of all. I just realized. This is purple micarta. Or no, this is Richlight. I believe this is Richlight. It feels like Richlight. Yeah, I think this is my second Richlight knife. The Towser K being the other, my first. So this is a phenomenal. This is the mini, the Towser K mini. Incredible action. I mean, just I like this. Some people say I want something more controlled. I don't care. I want it to just slam shut. You know, that's what I like. I like it to fly out and to slam shut. That's what I like. Okay, brand. Okay, here we go. Todd Carr. I now want Randall made knives to use 14C28. They get their steel from Europe anyways. I could work even on their bigger knives. At this point, I'm starting to think that Sandvik might be the best steel out there, right along with like 154 cm. You know, it seems to be the sweet spot because even though it's sexier to have the more premium steels like M390 and such, but when you hear Laren, the knife nerds guy, I mean, he's like, most of these knife makers, they just do not harden it right. It's too chippy. And even if it's hardened right, it's just too chippy of a steel. It's got, out of the world edge retention, but it's just too chippy. He's not thrilled with it. Sandvik is great because while it has good, above average edge retention, it's its toughness and it's stainless that make it so great. And then I would say the best thing is the fact that it has such wide tolerance for heat treats that it's hard to fuck up. So you're always going to get a decent Sandvik, whereas with M390 and all these other specialty steels, you're probably it's going to be a gamble whether it's going to have a decent heat treat or not. It could even work on their bigger knives. Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, Sandvik is the first or second steel designed specifically for knives. Like VG10 was created for sushi knives in Japan, so it's a Japanese steel. And Sandvik was commissioned by Kershaw for knives. AEBL was commissioned by Gillette for razor blades. So I don't remember which one was first. That would be awesome. It's an amazing steel that's super tough, see? And still stainless and doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I'm telling you, Todd, I think you're agreeing with me. I think a lot of people do that. We go through these, it's like, first you're like, oh, 8CR, wow, this is so much better than your nameless stainless steel. And then you realize, oh, there's other steels out there. Then you start looking at other steels, and then right away you go to, oh, Spyderco S30V, oh, you know, M390 is the new sexy thing, you know, and everyone's like, oh yeah, premium steels, and then it's kind of like, you know what, my performers are Sandvik. And also, like, I just hate to open boxes with a $200, $300 knife. You're just like, what am I doing, you know? And I think it's reached a critical mass. Now every channel is talking about the Ozark Trail $5 shaft, you know, the Axis style. They just broke the knife industry. $5, and you're getting an extremely usable knife. And I'm not gonna, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, you should use your knives. It's like, yeah, I bought an $800 Grimsmo and I opened boxes with it. It's like, is that really necessary? I mean, if you're a person who at work, you're like opening hundreds of boxes. I've had shit jobs like that where on occasion you had to do that. Of course, that was the day I had my Swiss Army, which goes to show you, all I had was my Swiss Army knife, and it cut every single box, carton, and you know, I opened, you know, hours and hours worth of boxes and cardboard, and just sliced it, and it did a phenomenal job. I didn't have to bat an eyelash. It sliced the shit out of everything. But again, if you're doing that day in and day out, yeah, you know, you might want something more premium. But that looks like a cool knife, but I refuse to buy one because I don't like lefty clip holes. Those, yeah. I mean, because I hear you on that too. You know, Frankie on the Birdshot IV channel, she always mentions that, and it's so funny. And I think she doesn't half joking, but I think she does it half joking in a way to also point out what you're saying. And I think it's a genuine thing. I get that way too. It's kind of like, you know, what is it? 80-90% of humanity is right-handed. I'm sort of ambidextrous, and I often, if not usually, carry a pocket knife in my left hand as well. So I'm one to be very much about, you know, ambidextrousness and etc. But regardless, I mean, most of my knives, I just want it to be right-handed. So yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I know, right? I wish they could, hold on. What does this say? I know, right? As long as they could hand forge the steel like they do with the existing stainless blades. If they use 14C for their stainless, I think it would improve their knives a lot. You know, yeah. These, see, so Sandvik was specifically designed with tolerances that are for mass-produced knives. Premium steels are really not designed for that, which is why they're so suspect. And sometimes they're great, sometimes they're really awful. Their O1 is pretty good, so they can keep that. I just don't think Randall's current 440B/C like steel takes a great edge. I see. Yeah, here's the thing. So don't quote me on this, but I know that 440C ended up, okay, so, you know, we all know that was the original super steel. That was the OG super steel, but it actually was the foundation for, I believe, 154CM and the Sandviks. I mean, 440C, they really took it and ran with its formulation, and that's where we get a lot of the steels that I've been talking about, are those real good mid-range performers, the VG10s, the OS 10s. I think that's the sweet spot for knife steels for pocket knives. Again, unless of course you know you need something else, in which case obviously I'm not talking to that audience. Like, no, I cut hundreds of boxes a day, I need a premium steel. Okay, then you already know that you don't. But otherwise, for the majority of us and the majority of ADC stuff, really right there, I think that sweet spot is those steels. If you look at their info that Larry Thomas did on It's Crazy, it's stuff equals 3V when he treated, yeah, exactly. If you look at his charts, we really underestimate a lot of the, let's call them mid-range steels. I don't like to even call them mid-range steels because I think they're better than that. But if you look at like the OS 10s, the VG10s, the 154, and the Sandviks, and the AEBLs, I mean, they perform really well when they have good heat treats. And then, so when you compare them with the shit heat treats on premiums, you're getting robbed. I mean, not deliberately, but you know, I mean, it's It's not a good trade-off. This has saved me lots on money. I think the reason I've stuck to it. I agree. Okay. If necessary was the only criteria, there wouldn't be nearly as many enthusiasts. Quartz watches are more accurate than mechanical watch enthusiasts are chasing Casios. Yeah, so I think, Honey Bear, what you're referring to is the way in which markets get um, deranged by enthusiasts. That so that 80-20 rule sounds kind of cliche, but you see it everywhere. It's kind of bizarre, but 80% of alcohol is consumed by 20% of people who buy alcohol. Same with weed, same with knives, same with just everything. You have these enthusiasts who really pressure the market in ways that I hate to make it sound so pathological, but that are somewhat deranged. In other words, like it's an acquired taste, so they drive the market away from your ordinary consumer to the effete subcultural demands, which may or may not be justified. Sometimes a lot of it becomes hype. Again, like, oh, I want a wine with a slightly cranberry after. It's all manure. That's what you do. You can't tell an enthusiast that the primary flavor profile of wine is dirt and manure. I mean, come on. But I get a hint of raspberry. Okay, yeah. But you can't tell them that. But it drives the market that way. In other words, so for example, with wine, in my opinion, the blended wines are simply better, but they're considered very cheap. They're really taboo to wine. Ooh, I drink one or two wine grape species mixed at most. It's like, you really, a Chianti's as good as wine gets. I'm sorry, like, we'll just look at you like you're from Mars. Like you're so uncouth. But when you blend the wine, then you get the right, kind of like tea. Oh, I only drink Earl Grey or something. Lipton teas, they have like these ultra specialists in tea that mix a whole bunch of tea leaves to get a really nice full flavor profile. But are you going to tell an avid tea drinker that Lipton tea bag's better than the $30 tea bag in your hand? You can't tell them that. So again, this is where the avid enthusiast deranges markets. Yeah, I like 440C, but Randall gets their stainless steel from Europe. It's not really 440BC, according to Randall. I don't know what it actually is, though. Interesting. I couldn't tell you. I do love my super steel dies. And I like S30 and up, but fortunately, you could take the place of many other non-super steels. Sure. And I think you say it. Sometimes you really want that edge retention of the S30V, and I get it because it's got phenomenal edge retention. But if you're not heavy using the shit out of your knives, it's going to take a while before you notice that big difference. And of course, again, hard users are going to notice it quicker. So I get that part. I see some bushcraft blades made of ABL like William Collins, who I believe uses it. He does. And I think if those makers tried Fortune C, they might drop ABL or Nitro V. Yeah. William Collins loves his AEBL because he has a very proprietary, well, not proprietary, but like he developed his AEBL and he says, according to him, he tests his HRC, he says he gets it really hard and he just loves its performance. So I'd love to see what he would say about that. I kind of want to get him and Larry Thomas in a room together. I don't know if they communicate, but I'd love to find out. Have you seen anyone comment or say anything about the quality of the newer Colder Steel 8015s post buyout? I've been trying to figure that out too. Everyone seems to think they're being made by the exact same manufacturer, which wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, most of mine are all pre-Cold Steels, so a pre-buyout, excuse me. So I couldn't tell you. Most of the comments that I remember seeing is that people are saying they seem the same. I got my OS 10 for after the buyout, and the steel is done great. See, there you go. So I got my 4Max Scout OS 10 pre-buyout. Just love the act. Just I think, you know, the Formax Scout is one of those knives where you're just like, technically I could stop right here. Those are one of the ones where you're just like, I cannot really justify, oh, I need this knife. After that, that does just about most of just about anything you could possibly need from a folder, except for the fact that for me it's just too big. I just, you know, I like much smaller. You know, beautiful blade shape. I was curious about getting another rich light, which feels like paper mache kind of. It doesn't really have a nice feel. I'm starting to wonder whether I like rich light, you know, because it's more crumbly. Like if you look at rich light, it's not nearly as tough as micarta. But I was kind of curious. I wanted to test it out. It feels pretty cheap actually, but it does have that nice micarta ish. I still haven't tried Terratop yet, so that'd be my last thing that I need to do. But the reason why I did get it, you know, A, was on sale, but purple. Purple is the new in color. I've always loved color anyway. My original EDC rotation was a purple, what you call it, like Kershaw. What is that thing with the bottle opener? Shuffle, Kershaw Shuffle 1. So, you know, when I first got into EDC, you know, I started with Kershaw's. Not because I thought, oh, this is it, but I was just like, I'm not going to spend a lot of money. That changed, unfortunately. But, you know, I was like, what can I get that's as ultra budget as possible yet solid? So I mostly stuck with Kershaw's at that time because they were all on sale. It was really inexpensive. So I got a Kershaw for my primary, and then for my backup to the backup, which was my back pocket, was the Kershaw Shuffle. And they were selling the purple variant for like $6. It was great. I think they were like just, or I don't know, they just had a bunch of them. It hasn't been like that again. So it's, I mean, because they're still selling the Shuffle. It's still a popular knife, and it's more than that cool. I was going to snag one at White Mountain Knives by Hezzy because I was unsure. Then they sold out. You mean, wow, White Mountain Knives is selling cold steel now? Are they? Sorry, I'm just blank. I didn't know. Wonder when Demco's going to release his Triad 2.0. He said he was modifying it. Oh, okay, cool, interesting. But with the Shark Lock, why have a Triad 2.0 in my opinion? I'm not crazy about cold steel doing their knives in China versus Taiwan along with the blister pack knives. Oh, so they did move? Sorry, Todd. This is news to me. I thought they were still doing all their knives in Taiwan. Excuse me, not all. Their 8 CR13 knives obviously are done in China, but I still thought they were doing most of their knives in Taiwan. So tell me if I'm mistaken about that. That would be a shame. You're right, because their Taiwanese knives were phenomenal. Just like Spyderco's Taiwanese knives are better than their Colorado knives. I'm sorry, I'll say it. I have some of their Colorado knives, but the ones that I love are their Taiwan knives. It just, I don't know that has anything to do with where it's manufactured, but I happen to like the models that they make in Taiwan. This action, look at this. I love the action on this. So I forgot what they called this. What is this called? Oh, the Escort. So I am now an Escort. And it's 154 cm. The action on this is perfect. And the spring on this is perfect. I'm sorry. For me, the feel on this, you know, the sponginess of it is to me is exactly perfect. To me, this is way better than Benchmade. To me, it's got that exact sweet spot of softness versus, you know, strength. To me, it's exactly right because it's not too soft, but it's not too stiff either. I don't like it when it's overly stiff. I realize it's better if it's overly stiff in terms of strength, but I don't care about strength. I care about fidget factor. I don't know if you know my channel, but I'm purely fidget factor. They are starting to do blister pack knives from China. I think see how you sale in retail. Oh, that part, yeah. I mean, three CR is a fucking joke. I'm sorry. That's especially for cold steel. That's really gonna fuck up their their street cred, having 3 fucking CR. But this is another story. I mean, the reason why the Ozark Trail knife that's killing the market is Walmart. Go ahead and watch. I mean, it's already a very old documentary, but it's free on YouTube, I think, is Walmart, the high price of destruction or something. I don't know. But they're just a vicious, evil, horrible. They're future generations will look back at ours and despise us. You guys, that's why you guys, it's too bad that the pandemic killed that movie Tenet, because it's all about, well, I'm giving it away, sorry. Spoiler alert for Tenet, but it's about how future generations are making war on us because we're just so disgusting and horrible and cowardly and self-centered. And, Walmart is the perfect sign of how, these so-called, evangelical Christian families are just vicious, venal capitalists. And they destroyed the Clausen pickles. They put out of business several major brands. I remember at one point I tried to get some Dickies there, and they were like paper thin because, they demand certain prices, and they just couldn't deliver the same quality as usual. And so they had to downgrade their quality. So you could blame Cold Steel, but ultimately Cold Steel is, don't hate the player, hate the game. And Walmart is setting the game. They're about, profits over people, profits over pollution, profits over future survival of the human species. So there you go. Get out. 2-pack of fixed blades for $22, I believe, for 3 CR. It's a little. I would like to see USA made 8010 or 8020.5 somehow. 420 HC is also a tough stainless steel, and Pertinax and Terratop for my favorite. Oh, I've never heard of Pertinax. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds cool. I'm waiting for a budget Terratop. I don't know of any budget Terratop yet, and then Pertinax I don't know anything about, but that would be the last things to check off my list. And I really want to slow down buying knives. I just don't know how and if and when that's ever going to happen. I think Walmart actually bought out Wayland Yutani in the books. I don't know what Wayland Yutani is. I'm sorry. Wayland Yutani. You mean that super huge Chinese mega brand that's bigger than, like 10 times bigger than Amazon? Isn't that Wish? Isn't Wish.com like 10 times bigger than Amazon? Something like that. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna put this shit away. I gotta. We can sit and chat though if you want. It's from Aliens. Okay, cool. And that's the other thing too, is I've been saying this for years now. Like, we used to watch these corny sci-fi movies in the 80s, like Aliens, Terminator, Blade Runner. And now it's just like, oh, fuck. It's getting eerie, scary, disturbing. Wayland Yutani Corporation, the Alien. Yeah. Alibaba. Okay, so Alibaba is the one that's bigger than Amazon. I think you're right. I knew it was one of those, but yeah. Okay. God, I hope this wasn't playing on fast, was it? Okay. I think Demco had made some 80-20s in the size of the 80-20.5 with different blade shapes. I think they were sold at Blade Show. Interesting. AK AliExpress. Right. Okay, let's see. What is this? This is the. What is this? Oh, this is that Tucson fixed blade. Speaking of Sandvik, yeah, look at that. Great EDC size. Tucson just is killing it. Look at that retention. It's just perfect. Oh my God. Great snappy retention. And then what's this? The PK, what is it? 11? 18? 18. Yeah, PK 18. With their cheesy little GRN, GFN. Can't even do kydex. This is their necker, the Becker necker, isn't it? No? Is that wrong? Am I wrong? This is the BK11. Is this what they call the Becker necker? Am I wrong about that? Okay, anything else? Let's see how long it's been. Oh, okay, 50 minutes. So I'm already right there at that point. This is that real steel. It's kind of like a caper, but it's great EDC size fixed blade. Once again, it was CRKT that got me into the mini EDC size fixed blade, non-neck knife, like, just right in that in-between spot where it's EDC size, yet not necessarily, yep, Becker necker. Okay, so it is BK11 is the Becker necker, okay. What's that? I still haven't bought that Tucson fixed. I have the other Mazwan blade. Oh, this I didn't know this was a Mazwan blade. Sorry, I should know these things. I mean, I'm just like a mask student right now. I don't even look it up. Does it? Oh, it is. Okay, that's his maker's mark, isn't it? That interesting little triangular trigram or something. Yeah, Mazwan. Yeah. I didn't even think one way or the other. Okay. Got all these fixed blades. Oh, okay. But this right now, I just love this guy. It's just that perfect little 3-finger fixed blade, and it is slicey as all get out. It's such a fun knife. I love the way the ergos are, the way it fits, the way it looks. I'm digging on that. Right, I like it right along with my with the Matt Graham. It's Matt Graham, isn't it? The little bugger. Oh God, I need to oil this up. Did I? I need to oil it up some more. Let me leave this out. Take care of that. Oh, have you guys seen this? This is cool. I can't remember who makes these. If anyone else does, it's a sweet little micarta handle with the you put the utility blades in there. Yeah, I think they're about like $100. I got it used for a good price. Comes with both Kydex and this sort of pocket. And then what is this? This is the real steel. Again, this is just that sweet size, that fixed blade. You can kind of karambit it, which is, some people are a little concerned if you get it taken out, you can break your finger, which is sort of true. Not sort of true. I mean, yeah, it definitely is something to think about. Okay, I'm going into zombie mode. Oops. I would like, oh shoot. Let me go back to that. I would like K-Bar to make their classic flagship knife in A2 or even crewware. Yeah, A2. Yeah, that would be better. A tool steel. That would be really cool. I don't see it happening. They go with their 1095. It worked for them. The axial fixed blade was $65, turning the Black Friday sale S35 in Micarta. The axial fixed blade. Oh, that the axial that I just showed? The real deal? The real steel? Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. No. Was that S35? No, that was. No, there's no way. Yeah. There's N690, yeah. You must have been talking about something else. I can't blanking on what the axial was. Oh wait, what was this? K-Bar also makes a neck knife that is the size that takes the SE handles. Is that yeah? You know what? Isn't the BK11 different than the Becker necker? Because I'm thinking I also have. I know I have a K-Bar Becker knife that is very small. that's specifically. So I hope I'm not wrong about that. If that, then I might be wrong. Okay, that is crazy good deal. I just checked. It's still on sale. Sure is. It's half off. Knives almost never go on sale. Is that on Axial's website? It is. I posted the link. I'm not sure if it shows. See if you could just post the text of it, and then I'll try and post it. No, you have to be a mod to post links, but thanks for the info. I'll check it out after. See if you could put spaces in Axial Knives. They make that. OTF Microtech was threatening to sue over. Really? Microtech keeps doing that shit. I mean, they're doing well enough. I don't know why these guys get like that. Nasty. Has the head of the necker, but handle of the Azula. Oh, really? No, I don't think I do know that. K-Bar did use G2 for a version of the USMC knife. Yeah, I have that. Heck, I would settle for M2 on a K-Bar even. Yeah, I have the D2 fighting knife. Alpine fixed blade. Oh, okay. Is that what it's called? Okay, let's see if I can end Micarta. Let me see. I don't know if I'd want a fixed blade in S35V, and you guys could tell me. I mean, it just seems like it would be too hard. I mean, I'd want more toughness out of a knife, but you guys tell me, is S35 yay or nay on fixed blades? Because, you know, ST finally broke down and made an S35 VN and immediately used one of their 1095s and broke that fucker in half. So let's see. Let me cut and paste that. Let me see if I can. Alpine fixed blade. Alpine fixed blade S35. Okay, Axial Knives, Alpine fixed blade. Yeah, I don't think I know much about this. Let me see if I know anything about it. Was I looking at this one? I think. Okay. Yeah. Well, at 3.5 inches, it's very small, so it probably wouldn't be so bad to lose out on toughness because it really is small. So you were saying $65, right? Alpine fixed blade S35 micarta low stock, only 8 left, guys. Yeah, you know, maybe I will. I think I'll go for the black because I have so much OD green micarta. I think people have been doing black micarta a lot more these days. And who are Axial Knives? I'm not sure I know about them. Do I? Oh, okay. You were talking about the OTF knives, pocket tools. All right, I'll have to look at this. If I were sophisticated, I would just show this online right now. Let me see if I can. I think I know how. Let's see. I've done it before. How do I do that? Okay, let's see. For a small fixed threat, as long, yeah, okay, that's what I just said. As long as heat treated properly, is plenty tough. Yeah, exactly. For a small one, you're probably not going to need as much toughness. Okay, let me see if I can remember. Spartan Blades makes a pretty solid sort of fixed blade. I never thought it was brittle, and I stabbed through through corners with it. And phone books just goofing around. Cool, good for you. Yeah, definitely beat up on your blades. I'm a big believer in that. I wonder if screen layout. I know that there's a way of sharing a different screen. Cannot be that hard. Yeah, I just don't remember how I did it. Present? Slides? Extra camera? No. Cannot be that hard. I know there's a way of doing this. Extra camera? No. Yeah, I don't remember how I can pull up another screen. Oh, I know I can post this though. Here, I compose the link. That ought to be the link. I don't know if it'll work though. Okay, so that's the link. What does it say here? Of course, it's not 5160 tough for 3B, but it might be one of the better choices to use a fixed blade if it has to be stainless. Okay, that's cool. Which is, I guess, why people are doing it. That's good to know. Yeah, especially in that size, I think it's kind of a non-issue anyway, right? So, yeah, okay. Do you guys have that one though, the Alpine? Microtech made a 9+ inch Bowie knife out of it, and I just couldn't. It's hype. I think just people that's why I'm talking about the derangement of the market. I think knife geeks will be like, ooh, fixed blade at M390, yeah, bro. Kind of like what happens with cars or motorcycles. It just gets so skewed towards that which the avid consumer wants, that something that might not make sense, they just keep doing. I mean, look at Harley. I mean, they haven't updated their tech in 75,000 years. And that's what people want, apparently. I mean, like yesterday's tech at tomorrow's prices. For fixed blade and stainless, I jump from 14 to MagnaCut. Yeah, exactly. Toughness, though, just for personal preference. That would make sense. But I mean, MagnaCut's such a huge jump up in terms of price and everything. But MagnaCut's the future, I think. Yeah, I feel like MagnaCut is finally the future. But again, I'm deeply, deeply biased towards Larry Thomas. Most of what I know is from him. So um, if he's biased or if he's wrong, then I'm wrong. But his testing seems pretty meticulous. I'm not scientific enough to see any flaws in his methodology. Left to some K-pop BK9 purchases to jump on it. Yeah, I agree. I would prefer all of those fixed blades to be in. There's a reason why Mora is just killing it with their Sandvix and their low prices. You get stainless plus toughness. Why not? Then again, if that were the case, then we'd start wishing for 1095. I'm stealing your yesterday's tech at tomorrow's prices line. Oh yeah. No, look, Harley. So many people do that. It's embarrassing. Got to check out that meme. That British girl who's Nigerian ancestry. Are you not embarrassed? It's embarrassing. She was talking about online shopping, how a lot of websites have stuff that's not in stock still on their website, which I don't get, because for us, we always love to look at knives that may or may not be in stock, but we're looking for that knife, waiting for maybe it will come in stock, or if it's just discontinued, what was its last map, et cetera, et cetera. For us, we like that. But from her point of view, she's shopping for clothing. And it's like, if it's not in stock, take it off the fucking website. Are you not embarrassed? It's embarrassing. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, good night. Me too. All right. Good night, everybody. It is over in 1 hour, so we are going to call it. And we finished on Alma Gêmea, Fabio Jr. That's where we ended on. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.